back to your teenage years. Everything probably felt like an adventure, right? What did you dream about back then? What did you imagine adulthood would be like? Now, does it match the reality that you're living today? For the teenagers here, picture your future self, the person you're becoming, the dreams you're chasing, and the goals you're reaching for. Does that vision excite you, make you a bit nervous? And here's the question I want you to consider. Will it all be actually fine? As we continue, I hope you'll be able to find an answer to that. Growing up is often described as a journey. And like any journey, there are moments when we stand at a gateway, on the edge of something new, something unknown. One of the most significant gateways that we all have to face is transitioning from adolescence to adulthood. It's both exciting and terrifying. One moment you're holding on to your childhood, and the next you're expected to have it all figured out. People ask, what do you want to do with your life? As if you should already know. But deep down, you might be wondering the same thing too. But here's the truth. It's okay to not have all the answers. In fact, not having them is part of the journey. Now, think about a time when you had to step up. Maybe your first part-time job, or a big school project, or even your first solo responsibility. That probably gave you feelings of both excitement and nervousness. These first moments can rattle us a bit because they mark change. But guess what? You handled it, and that means you're growing, even if you don't realize it. So, what exactly is the problem here? Maybe the problem isn't whether things will work out or not. Maybe the problem is that we do not recognize our own strengths. So, why do we not see the strengths that we have? We spend so much time comparing ourselves to others, thinking that they're smarter or more talented or more put together. But do we see their struggles, their doubts? The truth is, nobody has everything figured out. We're all just figuring it out as we go. We're all on our own journey. Strength isn't always about big achievements. It's in the ability to keep moving forward, even when things feel uncertain. It's about taking small steps, even when you're scared. From a young age, we're told what success should look like. Finish high school, go to a really good university, get a high-paying job, start a family. It sounds like the perfect formula. But this constant drive to achieve this perfect life can become suffocating. You begin to question your own journey and your own strength. But what if that perfect life plan isn't for everyone? What if your journey looks different? Sometimes the struggle can come from our own mindset too. So, instead of asking, am I doing enough? Ask yourself, is this what I really want? When we compare ourselves to others and become lost by society's standards, we actually lose goals that makes us happy. We end up chasing goals that don't even belong to us, and we forget to ask, do I really want to live like this? This is where we can take inspiration from people like Anne Frank. She did not have the privilege to chase or even realize her own dreams. But through her diary, she explored who she was and what truly mattered to her. Even in the darkest times, she found meaning in self-discovery. She understood that growth isn't about knowing all the answers. It's about embracing your journey, doubts and all. She reminds us that even if our future is unclear, we can still express ourselves, trusting that each step we take is part of our own unique story. And I know the struggle because I've actually felt it too. I've had moments where I felt like I was not doing enough to ensure a good future. I kept raising my own expectations, and I failed to recognize how far I've come. We tend to overlook our own progress because we're too busy chasing the next milestone. But strength isn't always about those big achievements. It's in the ability to keep moving forward. It's in the quiet moments of persistence, in the small decisions that push us forward. We may think of things like, why am I the one who has to struggle with this? But trust me, one day you'll reflect on that moment and realize how the impact of that struggle actually helped you grow. Every struggle is a stepping stone, and it's important to make the most of every moment that comes your way. So, as we move forward, let's remember that self-discovery isn't about following a script. It's about figuring out who we are and what truly matters to us. It's about exploring our strengths and passions, even when we're unsure. And that uncertainty, that's part of the adventure. Think of it as an ongoing process. Every single day is a chance to learn a bit more about yourself. Embrace your journey and all the parts that make you, you. Self-discovery is not a final destination. It's the foundation to growing in the journey you're meant to be, even if the path is unclear. And to the adults in the audience, continue to embrace your journey too. Growing up doesn't stop when you turn 18 or 25 or even 50. We're all growing at our own pace and hopefully discovering new paths and redefining what success means to us. Nobody has all the answers, and that's okay. What matters is that we keep learning, keep growing, and keep embracing our journeys. So, the next time you feel stuck, take a moment to reflect on how far you've come. You are not the same person you were 5 years ago. In fact, you've grown more than you realize, even since yesterday. Every step forward counts, even the small ones. Progress might not always be visible, but know that there's a purpose for everything that you do. So let's change the way we approach our journey. Instead of measuring ourselves against impossible standards, let's step back, refocus, and forge ahead authentically. Change could be scary, especially during this teenager phase, but we must face those fears head on. When you feel lost, pause. Then give yourself the credit that you deserve. Trust that your path is unfolding just as it should. And even if you feel like things will not work out, believe in yourself. Know that you will be able to make it. And most importantly, go out and live. Have fun. Spend time with the people that you love. Live your life to the fullest. And when doubt creeps in, remind yourself, you've made it this far, and you will keep going. You're on your own, kid, but you can face this. Thank you.